online at rocklandnews.com. Thanks for joining us today. Here are your hosts, Tom Osa and Mike Kluger.
You know, I think we've officially hit the point in this collaboration between Mike and myself where we're pretty relaxed. We actually just started the show from sitting down or just like, all right, let's get the announcement and just like walk calmly up to the mic. What's up, Mike?
I don't know. You're walking around in your socks feet and like hanging out.
Socks feet.
Your socks feet. We're going to sock you. But let me tell you, peoples. It is cold. It is cold. So today, it's not supposed to break 24.
Oh,
Tomorrow, not supposed to break 24. The low is in the single digits.
Oh, my goodness.
Friday, the low gets to a big whopping goose egg of a 0.
Thank you for joining us on Rockland News today.
Well, we're here. I'm Mike, and my buddy Tom here. We're talking about snowpocalypse and how cold it is.
Snowpocalypse, ladies and gentlemen. It is winding down finally, 3 days after it happened and 7 days before all the meteorologists ended up being gainfully employed for the next 10 years around here. Snowpocalypse is done. But Mike, we made it here this morning. We survived it.
Are your arms feeling like spaghetti from all the shoveling?
Oh my goodness. I have a picture on Facebook where, and thank you, Jessica, my wife, for taking this picture. Like at the beginning of the process, I'm like in platoon where it's just like, with the 2 guns and everything like that. It's like by the end,
2 shovels.
She took a picture of me just face down flat on the ground with like my leg in one side and the shovel. It was like I was a mess. I had to be shoveling from Sunday until Monday, on and off. 4.5 hours, maybe.
It was hours and hours and hours. And not that I have anything wrong with the plow guys in the DOL, but every time the plow would come by, the bank in front of my driveway got bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where it was over 3 feet high.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I don't know what to do about it. We just kind of dug it out. There's a berm between my house and the road right now.
Yep. And from different town supervisors and elected officials across Rockland County, we did get some really good interviews with new town supervisor Amy Stam from Stony Point. Just did another board meeting last night. I didn't get the chance to get over there, but they have a new channel on YouTube where you can watch the town board meetings. And they're really interesting because, well, there's some people that I enjoy when they go up to the podium and they speak certain things. Because then I like to go to the podium afterwards and make fun of those certain things.
Now.
What?
You don't make fun, you give counterpoint.
Well, exactly. Yes. In a very respectful, but slightly 90s sarcastic way. So that's what's but also we had updates from town of Clarkstown supervisor George Holman. Mike, George is becoming a regular on the show.
I mean, we should always have the politicians be regulars on our show. That is how we become the voice of Rockland. And
Absolutely.
Listeners, citizens, please send us your questions. We would like to ask the politicians your questions with our voice because they seem to want to listen to us.
Yeah.
I don't
and
know
we're
why,
pretty much everywhere as far as like you can put a question on our Facebook page at rocklandsnews.com at this point. You just got to follow it. By the way, Mike, we hit 3,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's just for that. Like for the newsletter, we have 8,500. We got over 500,000 views last year. Thank you, everybody that really built this thing up with us.
And for those of you who own local businesses who are looking for places to advertise, we are a place that you can do that.
Indeed, we are. And as a matter of fact, we would like to thank our advertisers, sponsors, really supporters, the ones that keep this news organization continuing to thrive. We want to thank Yabu Fence Company. Yabu! Located in West Nyack, New York since 1965, family owned, and they can help you with all of your fencing needs, outdoor fences, pergolas, outdoor furniture, really great company, yabufence.com. We got Dana Pest Control located in Tompkins Cove, New York, and they are family owned as well, 3rd generation. They can help all of your pests get out of the house.
Not all of them.
All right. You broke a Tommy.
I mean,
yeah.
If it's bugs, if it's rodents.
Yes.
Those
sort of
kind of things. Snakes, probably.
Yeah. Lions and tigers and bears.
No, they are not lions and tigers and bears kind of folk. You got to call a completely different company for
That's
that.
true. All right. So everything but lions and tigers and bears and relatives, call Dana Pest Control to get them out of your home. Easy Temp, located in Hackensack, New Jersey, ice machine repairs, commercial refrigeration. So let's say, for instance, like, you're a local deli, you got some gabagool over here, you got this, you got that, you got the other, right? Well, you need all that stuff refrigerated properly if you're the owner of that business. So you would call easytemp.net and they will help you with your ice machine repairs. Susan Bover from Coldwell Banker Realty, Lauren Molino Muller from Howard Hanna Rand Realty, two fine realtors in the area, and they can help you. Susan helped me and my mom with a transaction about 5 years ago, Mike.
Wow.
Yeah.
My favorite place to go get the good bagels, Whole Shot Bagels in Haverstraw.
That's right. Whole Shot, located on Route 9W in Haverstraw, Cleven and Victoria. They run a really nice establishment. The coffee's great, and the egg and cheese wraps are out of this world.
And it's not just breakfast, folks. They have hot Spanish food. They have coffee. They have frappuccinos. They have smoothies. They have they run the gambit of all the things.
Yeah.
But get there before 5 o'clock because they are a breakfast and lunch place.
This is the truth. Yeah. It definitely builds up very quickly.
Now, if you are looking for a place to go get good dinner and listen to the jazz, you go to our favorite sushi joint, Kobe Sushi.
That's right. The Jazz Music Lounge is open tonight. Music on Wednesdays and Saturday nights. They have jazz music. Mike Torres played there a few weeks ago.
Homegrown and local.
We had him interviewed on Rockland's News. He actually did something over at Fiesta Acapulco a few weeks ago. We have that on YouTube as well. He's an amazing jazz musician, Mike.
Well, everyone should go check it out at Kobe Sushi this evening.
Yeah, KobeNewCity.com. And you can get your reservations very quickly. They have really good customer support over there.
Now,
99 signs.
I was going to say, if you have a sign of no business, then you need a sign of business.
Exactly. And the place where you get that sign of business is 99 Signs. They're located in Nyack, New York, and they have been helping businesses, retailers, and many different establishments put their best face in front of their store. You could get lawn signs, you could get digital signs, you could get signs of signs, you can get a whole bunch of billboards.
What about crop circles?
That would take some curation. You probably need a landscaper.
We don't have a landscape. We need a landscaper. Landscapers out there, come and let us know. You know what? Shovelers.
Yeah.
Come and let us know if you have services that you would like to provide to Rockland County. We would like to tell the people.
I know.
Tell the citizens. Tell our listeners.
Wow. He raised his hands, ladies and gentlemen. He was like bringing up like some sort of spiritual thing. I love it.
I'm feeling a little prophetic.
Yeah.
Not that I have prophecies to say, but I would like to speak for those who have no voice.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Ray Charles has entered the building here.
I mean, I can't see him.
Well, you broke it, Tommy.
That's
two. All right.
All right.
FC Perfection Auto Body Repair, located in Congers, New York. That's my friend Frank over there, and he supported Rockland News for 2 years now. We go out to lunch every once in a while, but he's got a really, really nice auto body shop where, say, for instance, if you got like a ding or something wrong with your car, they can help you make the outside of that car look like it's a Testarossa. It's an amazing, like, it's just a beautiful vehicle. They could shine it up. They could fix it up. They can paint it up. And it just makes it look like, it's something that you could bring somebody in bikinis around in.
Not this time of year.
Not right now.
Unless you're going to the Polar Plunge.
The Polar Plunge, yep. Yeah.
And when is that going to be, Tom?
That's going to be on February 8th. The Stony Point Seals are going to have their 27th annual Polar Plunge going into the Hudson River. Proceeds this year go to 3 children with medically fragile conditions. I'm actually going to just bring up the website right now because it's important. It's a great cause. You go to stonypointseals.com and there's some video of previous plunges. I've jumped in a few times. So we have Skylar, Lizzie, and Aria. All right. It's 3 children, medically fragile. They have things going on. Obviously, the expenses are very considerable, but they're such sweet little girls. So hopefully this is something that's going to help them to get healthier. And you can participate in a whole bunch of different capacities. You can learn more at stonypointseals.com. And we'll look forward to having another plunge over there and raising a really good amount of money. This Saturday, actually, Mike, I know I'm talking too much about this, but they're going to have the kickoff party over at the Fireside Restaurant up here in Stony Point. So it's pretty cool.
To finish off our sponsors, we have Clean Space Management Company. We have our very own Rockland Music Fest.
That's right.
And the stadium that keeps the rock in Rockland.
Exactly.
Rockland Boulders.
Yep.
Not just baseball, but definitely baseball.
The New York Boulders are our sponsors this year. I spoke with Seth a few times. He's the announcer and also part of the organization.
And a North Rockland High School alumni.
Yep, exactly. Just getting a text message and I'm sending it to people. All right. So the next thing, and we're very appreciative of the Boulders, and also Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. And that they can help you, like, if you got stuff clutter that you need to get out, you could certainly have Tony D'Elia come over with a trailer and you can haul the stuff out. And it's very cost effective. In some cases, under $199 to empty out an entire garage, which I went through. So it's pretty cool, man. What's the weather like over the next few days, Mike?
Cold, 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 and more cold.
Yeah.
So we don't break the freezing point until Monday. And with that, it gets to 34. The lows sit between single digits, between 0 and the teens.
Mm-hmm.
So again, layers.
Yeah.
Layers. If you have extra coats, socks, scarves, gloves, hats, please donate them to the local shelters. There are lots of people in need. Everyone is still suffering. I know the holidays are over.
Yeah.
But people are still hungry and they are still cold. So if you have abundance, please donate it to your local charities.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And speaking of local services, yesterday, Tommy, on the way home, I noticed an accident on the Palisades.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You texted me, and I was going to post it to Rockland News, but I just didn't have time. But tell me what happened.
There was a 2-car accident on the Palisades going north. By the time I was passing it, EMS had already shown up. And folks, the EMS folk in Rockland County are volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
The fire department, volunteers. You too can volunteer, and you don't even have to go and volunteer in a way that gets your hands dirty in that kind of way. If you wanted to support the fire department, they have all sorts of ways to support financially. You can go in there and help with their cookouts and coat drives and all blood drives and all those kind of things.
Right.
So go and reach out in whatever way that you feel most comfortable to give back to your fellow Rocklanders. Mm-hmm. If you have abundance of time, if you have abundance of money, if you have abundance of food.
Yeah, no, it's true. Absolutely. And you were on the Palisades yesterday. So this accident occurred.
Yes.
Now, did you, you're not like, you didn't have like cameras and news equipment. You just passed by. Was everybody okay?
I don't know about the injury or fatalities, but I can tell you that the one of the cars, the hood was smashed up. The airbag had gone out and it was out the driver's side window. There were lots of state troopers around. Again, EMS was there. The fire department was there.
It was
part of it was
a bad situation.
I can only surmise that someone, the person who hit the other car, either was driving too close or lost control because it was cold or icy, what have you.
Yeah,
which also is a reminder, listeners, a little extra distance when you're driving, a little bit more attention. Put your phone down. Right? Nobody wants to go visit you in the hospital. They would rather visit you at your home.
Yep.
Nobody wants to go to your funeral in February because it's cold.
Well, ain't that the truth? I mean, and
so don't die.
I can bring this up, and it's been a few years, so it's the driving thing has always been something that's a little bit of a danger zone in my history. Now, if you don't mind me going into a dark.
Are we talking like a Kenny Loggins danger zone?
A little bit further than that.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think I should even bring up something like it's kind of dark? It's like a little bit of a personal story here, but
Well, do you want to give our listeners something to cry about or something to laugh about today?
I think both.
All right. First, we'll give them a little cry, then we'll give them a little joke.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's something that in the grand scheme of things, it helps me to appreciate not just the brevity of life, but also the hilarity of life. So they're, they kind of like are diatribically opposed in, tragedy and comedy. All right.
Well,
and
you can't have light without dark. You can't have dark without light.
exactly. Yeah. So there's a whole spectrum, I get it. And I'm
We're all on the spectrum.
Thankful to the good Lord that I every day that I'm breathing and alive, that's a good thing. So when I'll try to condense the story. When I was 12 years old, my dad actually got killed in a brutal car crash. I think, Mike, you and I spoke about this once or twice before, so you know this story, but this kind of just came up and I'm just going to go with it. I made a decision in my mind, I guess.
A little online therapy for Tommy.
Yeah, why not? DSM-6 is coming out in a few months, and I'm looking forward to finding out what the hell is wrong with me.
Listeners, if you have any guesses of what's wrong with Tommy, send us that now, and maybe we'll give it a prize.
Yeah. Finally, the comments come in after this. Great.
If you guess Tommy's prognosis correctly, we'll come up with some gift.
As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to put it out there right now. I will give $250 to the person that correctly diagnoses me, and I agree. But you got to wait for the DSM-6 to come out because we have to cross-reference it.
Well, why can't they use it with the DSM-5?
Because I want to know. I want to know the new things that we're nuts about. You'd be like, all right, look. Anyway, let me get back to the story so we can get past it and keep laughing.
Okay.
All right. So he got killed in like a horrible car accident. And I'll just tell you, I mean, we don't have any FAA regulations on it. He actually got beheaded, or at least 3/4 beheaded. Mm-hmm. What happened was he was changing a tire on the Harlem River Drive. I know this is outside of Rockland. He was changing a tire on the Harlem River Drive at 2:00 in the morning, like on his car, and a freaking drunk driver just slammed right into him, took off his head like 3/4 of the way.
That is horrific.
From what my relatives say, it wasn't all the way. So there's that. But it's just like the way I think about it, this is the way I rationalize it. You know what? It was quick. Okay? Because he was only 39. He got 39 good years, and that's okay,
Well, you definitely outlived your father.
Right. And butterflies only last for a season, and you have what do you call those space creatures? Tardigrades. You learn about them on Star Trek, but this is an actual thing that they can be frozen in space, if I'm not mistaken, and they can live for like literally centuries. So there's a whole spectrum of that and everything. But the thing where it kind of like comes full circle is something I did about 3 years ago. All right. And by the way, enemies, if you want to use this against me at some point, I don't give a shit. I was driving back from the music studio at about 1:30 in the morning, and I had a few too many drinks. All right. Now I'm going to leave it at this. I got pulled over and I got processed, and I took it to court. They gave me a violation. All right. Based on, all the evidence, and I didn't protest or anything. Caught red-handed and also made a bad mistake. I really did. I'm glad that happened that night because I really learned a lot over the last 3 years about, don't take your ability to be too confident about all these things that you're doing. Don't take it for granted because that can go away in an instant. And, and obviously, and I'm still dealing with some of the repercussions, but I try to turn things over in a positive way. And guess how we're going to do it this year, Mike?
Well, I assume it's giving back to the community because the entire time I've known you, you have been a community activist. You have tried to bring more music to Rockland. You've tried to bring more jobs to Rockland. You've tried to advertise all of the small businesses in Rockland. So what else can you be doing, Tommy? You seem to be doing a lot.
Well, we are going to have a charitable recipient for Rockland Music Fest number 12.
You heard it, folks. Rockland Music Fest 12.
All right. And there's an organization that we're reaching out to, and I think it's safe to mention this on the air now, but we've been thinking about this for the last 6 months.
Who?
A Stop DWI organization in New York. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to go any further than that, but basically, we're going to create awareness around drunk driving. Okay. And making sure that when you get behind the vehicle, you're sober, man. You're just sober, and that is it. So we're reaching out to actually several organizations. One of them will select, and they will be the charitable recipient for this year's Rockland Music Fest.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Now, it is not like in the days of old where you can't just, like, everyone has phones in their pockets right now. There's Uber and Lyft and taxi services and buses, and this really, if you've been drinking in Rockland County, there's a way to get home without you endangering yourself and others.
Yeah, and I should have made that decision that night. It was like a decision point. I was like, am I okay? Am I not okay? I'm walking around with a breathalyzer.
It's an awareness.
You can get an Uber. You
Right.
can get, there's actually a company around, it's called Stoner Cab.
Stoner Cab?
Stoner Cab.
Do they go to 202 Cannabis?
They are actually, they are affiliated with 202 Cannabis.
Do they do the drive-through?
They can do the drive-through. All right. It's already been documented that they can do the drive-through.
All right.
Yeah. And by the way, the drivers are sober, so you don't have to be.
I mean, that is a way to go.
Yep. Stonercab.com, and more information coming out about that. As a matter of fact, Mike, we had an interview with Frantisha Santos.
Who's Frantisha Santos?
She's from 202 Cannabis.
Oh, all right. And
Yeah.
what did she have to say?
Well, we have an interview that's going to be coming up momentarily. If you just give me a moment, I will upload it.
Tom has wandered over to the computer to upload us the interview. I haven't even heard this interview, although I have been with Tom to 202 Cannabis to discuss what they have to offer and how they are going about their cannabis business.
Mm-hmm.
It is all local New York products.
Yeah.
When you go to a New York State dispensary, you are supporting New York State agriculture. Again, part of our community. Without agriculture, we don't get to eat.
That's right. Exactly. So I'm just uploading the interview right now. It should be fully uploaded in about 13 seconds.
Are we going to count down?
No, we're not.
No,
We're
that
just
counts.
not. No.
420, 419. Oh, wait.
Yo, we still have to do the news, man.
The hippy dippy news?
The hippy dippy news.
I mean, we were doing some of it. We discussed a car accident in the Palisades yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Warning citizens to pay more attention when you are driving.
That's right.
Now, in Rockland County, which is where we are at,
we are in Rockland County right
which
now.
just experienced snowpocalypse
2026.
It has been quite an effort for the towns and villages to remove all of that snow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not even sure where they're going to put it all. I mean, I guess we could dump it in the Hudson, but maybe somebody's going to get upset with us if we do that.
Well, even in Nyack, Mayor Joe Rand, he posted something early this morning. I don't think that guy sleeps. He was out there like shoveling snow along with DPW.
Joe Rand?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And he just
Joe Rand shovels the snow. Mike Kohut takes out the trash.
Yeah, no, we got excellent village mayors around here. I mean, bottom line, absolutely. And he just posted a picture this morning that basically the DPW doesn't have anywhere to put the snow anymore. They have to actually get it out of the village at this point. So where does it go?
To the river, I guess.
I would imagine something. Well, the 202 Cannabis interview is ready to go. So
without further ado,
here's Frantisha Santos from 202 Cannabis. Welcome Frantisha Santos from 202 Cannabis onto the show. And 202 Cannabis is the first cannabis dispensary in all of Rockland County, and they're located right on Route 202 in Garnerville, New York. Frantisha, thanks for joining us on Rockland News today.
Of course, thank you so much for having us. We're so excited to speak a little about our dispensary.
Absolutely. Now, for the record, I don't know about this cannabis thing. I'm learning as I go along, and I'm looking at it from a scientific point of view. And I think the scientific community and also general officials and such have started to come to the conclusion that in many cases, cannabis can be potentially of good use for treatment like reduction of anxiety, anti-inflammatory, and maybe just a jolly good show in front of a video game from time to time. So that's why I wanted to have 202 Cannabis on the show. We were at your ribbon cutting. How long was it? I guess like about maybe 4 or 5 months ago that the shop opened over there.
We opened back in April.
Gotcha. Wow, time flies when people are having fun, huh?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, and town of Haverstraw supervisor Howard Phillips was also at the ribbon cutting. We have a video of him when he was doing the scissor ribbon cutting, which was pretty cool. A lot of town officials over there and different people interested in 202 Cannabis. So, Frantisha, tell us a little bit about the establishment, from the ribbon cutting up until now.
So we officially opened in April 2025. We are a retail cannabis dispensary, meaning no medical card is needed, just a valid 21 and older ID. We're a family owned business, which is something we're really proud of. My grandparents are the actual owners here. What makes
Cool.
our location especially meaningful is that this building was previously a TD bank, and many local residents actually used to bank here. Transforming it into a dispensary wasn't just a renovation, it was a full reinvention. The
Gotcha.
licensing process in New York is extremely rigorous, and it took a lot of time and patience and dedication.
hmm
But from the beginning, this was never just about opening a store for us. We were very committed to supporting the normalization of cannabis and helping shift outdated stigmas through education and responsible retail. We believe
Interesting.
education is key, whether that's helping first time consumers feel comfortable, making sure customers understand what they're purchasing, or creating a space that feels professional, approachable, and welcoming. That commitment to education and normalization played a huge role in how we approach both the licensing process and the way that we operate today.
hmm hmm Well, it's interesting because when I was over there, and I visit from time to time just to get an understanding of how cannabis works, I found that the store was very warm and inviting, and it was almost like a cross between like an Apple store and a clothing boutique, because you had these different display cases of the various types of cannabis. And I found the store layout very intriguing. It was very thoughtful, and obviously there was some consideration on how the consumer would perceive the products that 202 Cannabis offers.
Yes, thank you for that. We aim for, a great customer service experience, and our layout is to start with that. We want everyone to be welcome, to be able to review products and really get that retail feel when shopping here. And no,
Right.
it's just like going into any other retail store. You can come in, review products, get information and knowledge from our amazing bud tenders, and really get a great experience to get your sale personalized and have someone help you, walk you through, and guide you on any information you might need on anything we offer.
Yeah, I love that term, bud tender. And I mean, if you think about it, if you go to a local tavern or something and you got your bartender that's going to suggest various craft beers or something that might be enjoyable. But yeah, bud tender just kind of makes sense if you go into, for instance, 202 Cannabis, and they can guide you through certain things. Um, I've found cannabis as a plant to be a very, very, very interesting plant in that it has different variations. Stereotypically, there's two main ones, and that's sativa and indica. Sativa being a little bit of a more like, just euphoric and or recreational, whereas indica is a little bit more just like, relaxed feel. Um, can you tell us a little bit more about the various types of cannabis that are out there that are typically available to the consumer?
Oh, yes. At 202 Cannabis Co., we offer all cannabis product categories. So there's truly something for everyone here. That includes flowers, edibles, beverages, tinctures, topicals, ingestibles, and even pet products. We currently carry over 40 different brands, and we're very intentional about maintaining variety. So, whether someone's new to cannabis, experience, looking for THC, CBD, or something specific, we focus on making sure we have options that meet different needs, preferences, and comfort levels. No matter what type of cannabis product someone's looking for, we aim to have a solution that fits them.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other part of this that I find interesting, and there's so many different ways where one can ingest cannabis. I mean, obviously you mentioned about the flower versus tinctures. Tincture, by the way, for those of you that are listening, is they're droplets that you can place literally on your tongue, and you can moderate the amount. And it tends to be a little bit, at least from what studies have shown, a bit easier on the lungs because you're not inhaling it, you're ingesting it, if you will. It's going through the digestive system. But I find it interesting that the way that cannabis is produced for the end consumer, that there's all these different variations. Have you found that there's one type, and you obviously have a whole bunch of variations. There's one that seems to be like a prevailing product that people like, at least during this day and time?
I would say definitely edibles. It's a great product for someone who's new to cannabis, and not everyone's a smoker. So, not everyone
Right.
wants to consume flower or vapes. The edible allows a simple, natural consumption form, and there's no smell. There's also very low dosages, and you're in complete control. It could be used for socializing, for sleeping, for energy. There's a lot of different options with the edibles, just like our other categories. And it's a softer approach to introducing yourself to cannabis products. So I see that edibles are definitely prevailing in the industry right now.
Yeah. I noticed it as well. As a matter of fact, there was a very interesting news article. I forget if it was on like the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal, or I don't remember, but basically it was talking about, when you're going to a party these days, if you scan the room, probably about 30 or 40% of the people have likely had a gummy or something at the party. And it was interesting to me because when we go out and we socialize, I mean, I guess the generally accepted point of view of most people is they're not thinking that they've had anything on the cannabis side of the coin. It's more, have they had a drink or two? But I find that paradigm is kind of shifting. Do you notice that as well, like in social settings where there may be, maybe a percentage more of people that are using cannabis?
Oh, yes, for sure. Especially with all the categories that we offer, people are getting more into the different categories offered because we offer beverages as well. So those cannabis consumers who don't drink but no longer want to smoke even have options. So I think that people are definitely leaning more towards utilizing these options in social environments and different methods.
Yeah, I would say as well. Um, Now, there's a whole bunch of different moods that one can elicit from the use of cannabis, and again, always safely. Do you find that there's certain types of cannabis that help to change people's mood, like maybe a little bit more of a relaxed mood, or euphoric, or focused? Any particular moods that go on with that?
Yeah, for sure. There's actually options for all moods. There's options for socializing, energy, if someone's going to be working on school or work. There's options to keep them energized and focused. Someone who wants to unwind. There's hybrid options that allow them an in between where I want to feel relaxed but not ready to sleep. There's
Mm-hmm.
options that get you in a zone where you're going to completely unwind and go to sleep. And there's even options for intimacy in case someone's feeling romantic.
I don't know anything about that intimacy thing, but I would imagine that the focus part of this is really a useful thing. You mentioned about like, being able to focus in on a project. I mean, to tell you the truth, I mean that's a very much use to me because I mean, quite frankly, there's a lot that happens in information technology and the need to focus. I mean, it just gets fragmented by so many emails. I imagine you deal with a lot of emails as well.
Oh, for sure. And our products definitely help keep me focused as well.
Is there any product by chance that allows you to delete your entire email inbox? Because I really wish I could do that at this point. There's too many. No, there really are. There's too many emails. They just don't stop. They never stop. Email is like, it's like the gift that isn't supposed to keep on giving, but it just continually does. I mean, I wake up, there's like 200 emails. I'm like, no, please, I should try cannabis one day. I really.
Well, we have everything you need. So
Yeah.
you know where to come.
I heard that the Fed recently, like, they changed it from like Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. So I think that means that like the Fed isn't looking at it as a bad thing anymore.
Yeah, the regulations are consistently evolving. They're definitely seeing the change of perspective as these businesses evolve between our dispensary and every other dispensary in the state. You know, seeing the progress, seeing how it doesn't have a negative impact. It's creating revenue, employment options, and allowing consumers a wider base of variety. It's really showing to prove itself to stand out from the stigmas that have been placed.
Yeah, and you mentioned the word stigma. That reminds me of what you said at the very beginning of our podcast here with AM Rockland's News, is removing the stigma that has been there for admittedly quite some time, it seems.
Yeah, for sure.
Indeed. Well, Frantisha, this has been a great conversation. What are the hours over at 202 Cannabis?
So on weekdays, we're open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're open 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. And Sundays, we're open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Got it. Well, that's perfect.
And one more thing that I didn't get to mention, we're actually Rockland's first drive-through dispensary, which you brought up. So our drive-through are also open all our business hours as well.
That's right. You can also visit them online because I've noticed that you have an online store on there. 202 Cannabis, that's two N's, CANNABISCO.com. And you can take a look at all the varieties of items that you have over at 202 Cannabis.
Yes, and we're here for convenience and efficiency, so you can order to pick up in-store, through our drive-through, order ahead, or stop in and chat with one of our bud tenders. We're here to help.
Who are very friendly. I've been in there a few times and we've gabbed for a little bit, just talking about this, that, and the other. And it's always an enjoyable time. And again, I'm just looking at this from a scientific standpoint. I don't know about this cannabis thing, but just really happy to know you guys. You seem to be like really just good community-minded members of the North Rockland community up in this neck of the woods. And you also were helpful with our Nanuet Summer Concert Series last year. So we appreciate that you guys, we've been communicating with you.
Thank you so much. We're so thankful to have participated in the opportunity to join your podcast today.
Our pleasure. All right. Well, that's all we have today. Frantisha Santos from 202 Cannabis Company located in Garnerville, New York. Thank you once again for joining us. And thank you for everybody that is on Rockland's News checking this podcast out today. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Don't tell your enemies because we just want some friendly stuff happening over here. And we want to thank our sponsors for Rockland News today. Okay, so that was 202 Cannabis, the interview, Mike.
The interview. So they are one of 550 licensed dispensaries in New York State.
Wow.
The whole market of dispensaries is a really huge market for growth. Our governor has been working on more legislature to help those businesses, help the people who need this product, and mostly just to help New York citizens, I guess. It seems that you can get it. You can go into any of our dispensaries, whether you're from New York or not, and go buy some cannabis.
You know, by the way, I happened to notice that there was something that happened, and this is a little bit outside of Rockland, so I apologize. This was just on social media. I'm not taking an opinion of it. But so apparently New York City Mayor Mamdani he was out there trying to shovel and he hurt himself. Not bad. He just like strained a muscle or something like that.
Did he need the cannabis?
No. But
Yeah.
Kathy Hochul, New York State Governor Kathy Hochul, seemingly shortly thereafter went outside and like, she was like, this is the proper way to shovel. She didn't name names.
I hear she's from Buffalo, though, and those Buffalo folk are used to snow.
Yeah. I'm thinking about 20 years ago when, things went down and it's like, all right, so we need to all get along. Can we turn this into a comedy show 20 years from now? Maybe. That's how long it'll take on AM Rockland.
Our comedy show is on a daily occurrence. We don't have to wait 20 years for our comedy.
This is true.
Because I am the hippy dippy weatherman with your hippy dippy weather.
Man.
Thank you, George Carlin. May you rest in peace. I know you're rolling over your grave looking at us fighting over the scraps here in the United States. He
did mention before the show, ladies and gentlemen, that that he was going to bring George Carlin into play. And that's okay.
George Carlin. Because the great George Carlin.
I did find, let me put it this way. My friend Dan, he went to a Tool concert with me, right? And afterwards I was like, what'd you think? He goes, well, it's definitely your style of music. I definitely appreciate it. No. He's like, I definitely appreciate it. And they're really talented. It's just not like my particular flavor. I was like, you know what? And I respect that. So I can watch George Carlin. Like I laugh, right?
I mean, he's a funny man, or was a funny man.
So yeah, it's, comedy should be appreciated no matter what side of the coin, as long as it's not angry. And that's why I can't go into comedy, because I don't know, I'm an angry Spartan once in a while. It's just like I see people that do dumb things and I'm just like, Anyway, about cannabis, you were saying about cannabis, like different history and whatnot.
Well, it's more about when you go and buy cannabis at one of the legal dispensaries, such as 202 Cannabis.
202 Cannabis, located in Garnerville, New York.
As I have mentioned, it is supporting local agriculture. It is supporting New York State agriculture and New York State businesses. Mm-hmm. So in the realm of support your local citizens, and especially if you can support your Rockland citizens, please do so. I think everyone should go and take a look at their local dispensary, such as
202 Cannabis.
Such as 202 Cannabis. Such as
202 Cannabis. No. All right. And there are other cannabis dispensaries, and it's not like we go to these places. Again, we're looking at this from a scientific standpoint.
And an economic standpoint.
Economics. It's creating jobs and
when we were in 202 Cannabis, doing our research, I did notice that they employed quite a number of folk.
They do. So, I think it's like a team of 10.
And I think they were always looking for more workers, more bud tenders, more purchasers.
Exactly.
So the more small businesses that we can support, regardless of the product that they are doing, as long as it's not hurting anybody.
Exactly. That's the important thing.
Right.
100%.
Right.
And safe consumption, like everything else. Everything in moderation.
To support those small businesses is to support your local community.
It is.
So.
Did you know that when you spend $1 in a small business, and obviously we're big supporters of small business, you look at our sponsor list, it is chock full of small businesses that go every single day. Blood, sweat, and tears. Can relate a little bit. Blood, sweat, and tears, and serve the community. Make that coffee, make that digital sign, make that sushi, make that car look awesome. So many different. But 61 cents of every dollar that is spent in a small business stays in that small business. And that means that it stays in the community, which is different from, outsourcing. And there's nothing wrong with that. I get it. All right. But if your needs can be met by your local community, I think it creates a better vibe with the total community.
Well, it's about connection. We, in our modern society, we are becoming less and less connected, even though we should become more connected
100%.
Through our digital devices, right? There is a decrease in the want and need to have human interaction. We would rather do it through our digital devices.
It's a shame.
It is, but one of the ways to support that human connection
yeah,
is support your local community, even if you're doing it through your digital device.
Truth. Yeah, and there are ways. I mean, let me put it this way, and you've gotten memes, like funny memes, to create that effect, and I guess there's only a few things that I get out of like the last 15 years of business on digital, because that's what we do: web design and digital news and digital communications and blasey 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 blah. All right, but one of the things is that I got new friends that appreciate a joke that is meant just for the sake of telling a joke,
Okay.
and that is something that's added to the richness of my life.
Okay. All right. I dig that.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks, what can we say but take care of your neighbors? Take
care of your friends.
Take care of your community.
Sometimes take care of your enemies. Quite frankly, sometimes you're gonna have to get along, and that's okay too. That's okay. When the lion lays his head down with the lamb and just says, "Yo, man, it's all good."
I don't think that's the way it was written in the Bible.
It was not, and I'm not supposed to change the words.
I mean, you are paraphrasing, but
I apologize.
Last I checked, you didn't know Old Hebrew, so
I didn't read anything backwards or any of that crap. I just basically it was like I'm trying to understand the universe in which I am in, man.
Because we got the hippy dippy weather, man.
Man, yeah. So we're going to obviously we had the guest from 202 Cannabis, and actually it was a great interview yesterday that we had. And by the way, this will be available on Apple Podcast and Spotify this afternoon.
And you can find it on
rocklandnews.com.
rocklandnews.com.
Yeah. And for those of you that want to be a guest and a participant of the show, by all means, send us a message to rocklandnews.com/alert. And just put your comments in there. By the way, good luck if you're a spam bot, because we got that thing locked down like Gibraltar, sort of Lockheed Martin level stuff.
We only want real humans.
Yeah, we want real humans. Don't send us AI slop. Believe me, we can beat your AI robots slop in any way, shape, and form. We know about the low orbit ion cannon, Mike.
We don't even want any droids.
Do you know that's an actual thing, the low orbit ion cannon?
Does it shoot electromagnetic pulses?
In a way. Would you like me to go into it before we end this pain and suffering that the studio audience has to listen to right now?
Well, do we want to cause our studio audience pain and suffering? Wait, we are the studio audience. Our listeners.
Yeah, we got a picture of Superman over in the corner there, and he's looking at us like, nah, I'm not even going there, dude. But there is a low orbit ion cannon. It's a Linux. It's basically a Linux program, right? And what happens is, I'll be really quick about this. You can install it on a network with a lot of bandwidth. It's like a supercomputer sort of thing. And then you could send call requests to a particular website. Now, a website can only handle, think of it as like a switchboard operator, can only handle a certain number of call requests. If you overwhelm it with the call requests, blip, it just shuts down.
That sounds like most of us who have ADHD.
Yeah. And basically there's now countermeasures to be able to, and the reason why I bring this up is that we do web design and everything. So we're aware of the low orbit ion cannon, but that's all. We wouldn't ever possibly use it on enemies.
You mean on the Empire from Hoth? Because it looks like it's Hoth out there.
I'm sorry, John Williams. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna let him go on, folks. He's well into himself. Now, I don't think he's an evil guy.
They're going to hit me with a copyright on that one.
That Tom Brady guy. Oh, wait, it's not that Tom Brady guy, right?
We do have a Tom Brady for this show.
Yes, but it's the other Tom Brady.
It's the other Tom Brady.
It is the Rockland County Born, bred, and raised Tom Brady.
Thomas Brady is a sports performance coach, and he's located in Rockland County. And he's going to be back with us on our new Sports Roundup show in just a few minutes. So we want to thank you for joining us on AM Rockland's News this morning.
Do we have a word from our sponsors, or do we just want to read our sponsor list one more time?
I believe we're going to read that sponsor list one more time.
You're listening to Rockland News, available on Apple, Spotify, and online at rocklandnews.com. Thanks for joining us today. Here are your hosts, Tom Osa and Mike Kluger.
Back for one more time to thank our sponsors. Mike, you want to hit it with the first one?
Is it 202 Cannabis? No, it's not. That's not the first
It
one.
can be. Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, Easy Temp located in Hackensack, New Jersey. Kobe Sushi with a jazz music lounge. Music on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
And it's Wednesday.
Susan Bova, Coldwell Banker Realty. Lauren Molino Muller, Howard Hanna Rand Realty. Whole Shot Bagels, 99 Signs, FZ Perfection Auto Body Repair, Clean Space Maintenance Management Company, Rockland Music Fest, and the New York Boulders Baseball Team.
Keep the rock and Rockland.
Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll be right back with the Sports Roundup with our new co-host, Tom Brady. Rock on.